Some of you may be asking, how many Avengers are there exactly?
Well,
Then you may be wondering, which ones are the most powerful? Which would lead you to ponder, which of them haven't we seen in the MCU?
I guess I have a lot of things to ponder.
Well, ponder no more, because you're about to find out. There are some really cool and insanely powerful Avengers who have yet to appear in the MCU, but by the grace of Odin, could and must and better show up in future projects. Who are these Avengers? What makes them so powerful? How do they like their eggs? All that and more, minus the eggs, coming right up as we rank the 15 most powerful Avengers who haven't joined the MCU.
Yet.
Let's dive in.
Prepare for Dave!
Lots of you know Scott Summers
Cyclops.
from the X-Men, but how familiar are you with his brother? Alex Summers
Havok.
was actually appointed leader of the Avengers Unity Division by none other than Steve Rogers,
Captain America.
in the hopes of unifying mutants and humans. The name Havok completely resonates with his powers, because this mutant can wreak some serious his name. His cells have the ability to absorb cosmic energy such as starlight, X-rays, and gamma radiation, then process it into blue plasma that he can shoot from his arms and chest with a little help from his containment suit. Just to give you an idea of how powerful this dude is, he not only survived being dropped into a star, but absorbed its energy to defeat his more powerful brother Vulcan. And if that ain't enough for you, he KO'd the Hulk. And now it's time for Alex Summers, the Man. Alex Summers' favorite movie is West Side Story. This has been Alex Summers, the Man. Recommended to Captain America by Black Panther, Cap asked Aurora Monroe to join the Avengers. And though her time with the Avengers was short, she served as one of the most powerful. Now, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Storm is hands down one of the most powerful mutants on Earth. We're talking goddess-level power. Through her psychic bond with the planet, she can precisely control and manipulate the weather. And I don't mean some cute little rainstorm that would delay a golf outing. I'm talking instant tornadoes, lightning blasts, flash freezing objects and people, creating earthquakes and lava bursts, channeling electromagnetic energy, changing entire ecosystems, and bending light and energy to her will.
Wow, damn, he's Kyoto.
And now it's time for What's in a Name? Storm's name, Aurora, means beauty. This has been What's in a Name? Ares, also known as the Greek god of war, relinquished his godly title to lay low and become a construction worker. That is until Iron Man and Ms. Marvel recruited him to join the mighty Avengers. Ares brought godly power and pure rawness to the team that helped defeat villains like Ultron, Doctor Doom, Hulk and his Warbound, and a gigantic Skrull invasion. Who has 2 gigantic biceps and can lift 70 tons?
This guy.
Ares is a masterfully skilled fighter, expert in military tactics, and possesses the strength, speed, stamina, and durability of an Olympian god. Oh, and his powers don't end there. He's immortal, can heal at superhuman levels of speed, summon weapons from Olympus, teleport from Olympus to Earth, and manipulate all types of battle. This god is so tough, he once lit himself on fire and charged against a bunch of opponents as a humanoid fireball.
That's gotta hurt.
And now it's time for Gods on Films. What did Ares think of the 2004 film Troy?
Hated it.
This has been Gods on Films. Out of every Avenger on this list, here is one that we know will be making her MCU debut in 2022. I'm speaking, of course, of Jennifer Walters. This lawyer turned Avenger was recruited by Janet Van Dyne and helped defeat the Phoenix Five in Avengers vs. X-Men. Due to a blood transfusion from her cousin, you may have heard of him, Bruce Banner, Jen was endowed with powers similar to Bruce's. We're talking bench pressing over 100 tons, resisting temperatures from negative 190 to 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and jumping superhuman lengths, like the time she leaped from Lower Manhattan to Rikers Island in a single bound. And She-Hulk's no one to mess with. She defeated Trico Slatteris, almost killed Captain America, and tore Vision in half. Like Bruce, Jen can absorb, control, and project gamma radiation. But unlike Bruce, she has always retained her full intelligence, whether she's hulked out or not.
Hulk, don't listen to Doom's claptrap. You gotta turn back, baby.
And now it's time for Jennifer Walters, the Woman. Jennifer Walters' favorite beverage is
Grape soda.
This has been Jennifer Walters, the woman. Alright, now this one might warp your brain a bit.
Bring it on.
Captain Universe is not a person. It is the Unipower.
Right.
A facet of the Enigma Force.
In English, please.
A manifestation of the universe. It's a symbiotic energy field that chooses those who are in great peril and creates a bond with them that unleashes their inner hero to preserve balance in the universe. They become endowed with the powers of Captain Universe, always for good, never for
Evil!
Tamra DeVoe was the only one chosen as Captain Universe who became an Avenger. The powers of Captain Universe are adaptive, enhancing the natural abilities of each partner, but some powers remain the same, like subatomic sensory, which is also used to force people to tell the truth. Think of it as a cosmic Perry Mason. There's also the Captain's ability to manipulate energy and alter matter at an atomic level. To give you an idea of how lethal this power can be, Tamra vaporized the robotic creature Aleph just by touching it. And now it's time for Avenger Confessions. Tamra DeVoe loves
Pie.
This has been Avenger Confessions. Simon Williams was a member of the West Coast Avengers, Mighty Avengers, and Avengers Unity Division. So yeah, this guy knows his stuff.
I know from experience, dude.
And he is full of cool powers, which he got from being zapped by Baron Zemo with an ionic ray.
It happens.
And he's got quite the list of powers, let me tell you. I mean, we're talking superhuman strength with unknown limits, super speed, stamina, agility, reflexes, and senses. He can withstand heavy impacts like uppercuts from the Hulk, right hooks from Thor, and a left hook from Tyson. He's actually knocked out Thor and Hulk, and his strength has been known to rival Sentry. Because of his ionic form, he can shapeshift, teleport, and is completely immune to becoming infected by a symbiote. Now you may be wondering if he can manipulate and weaponize energy into powerful beams that he can shoot from his hands and eyes.
Yes!
With all of these powers and his vast experience with the Avengers, it's any wonder why he hasn't shown up in the MCU. Oh yeah, he's an expert martial artist too. And now it's time for The More You Wonder, Man. Simon Williams was a vegetarian on account of his high cholesterol. This has been The More You Wonder, Man. Quentin Quire, Kid Omega, may just be a little troublemaker, but this is one gifted youngster you don't want to mess with.
You shouldn't yell at me. If you think bad thoughts, I'll make you go in the cornfield.
The story of Quentin becoming an Avenger is a pretty unique one. He joined the West Coast Avengers led by Hawkeye and bankrolled the new team using proceeds from his own reality show?
That sounds kind of crazy.
Next to Professor X and Jean Grey, Quentin is the most powerful telepath on Earth. Allow me to elaborate. His powers don't just end at reading minds and making things levitate. Oh no. He can fool people into thinking he's invisible or someone else, and even trick them into thinking they're experiencing something that isn't actually happening. Now let's get trippy. This kid can astral project himself across physical and astral planes, instantly transfer information from another's mind, and actually create his own matrix where he can pull in people's minds to reside. And that isn't even the trippiest thing he can do. His telekinesis works on a subatomic level.
Unbelievable!
His powers get devastating, like the ability to weaponize his telepathic energy into force bolts that can destroy an opponent's mind. And to top it all off, he can fly and make force fields.
Force field.
And now it's time for Mutant Secrets. Quentin Quire is secretly dating Phoebe Cuckoo. This has been Mutant Secrets. This Submariner wasn't all about the teamwork, but he had a great deal of respect for his old World War II comrade Captain America, which kept him somewhat of a team player.
I'm a team player.
Just don't pick a fight with him in the pool. Because of Namor's mutant Atlantean genes, he is a force to be reckoned with on and off land. His powers include superhuman strength, durability, reflexes and agility, controlling of the elements, telepathy with all marine life, underwater combat, water manipulation, and flight. Not just flight, but the ability to hold a 50-ton anchor with one hand while flying.
Yeah, right.
And let's not even start with swimming. This dude's doggy paddle would beat Olympic records. He's reached speeds up to 345 miles per hour. And with his enhanced vision and hearing, murky water and giant schools of fish ain't a problem. Namor has stood against some tough opponents. He beat Luke Cage, took down Magneto, punched the Hulk right out of the water, KO'd Wolverine with a single punch, punched Dr. Doom through his own ship, took on the Fantastic Four, and held his own against Hercules and Sentry. He also stopped a torpedo with his bare hands and turned a shark inside out. And now it's time for Namor Mackenzie, the artist. Namor Mackenzie is a sculptor, and some of his works include busts of Sue Storm, the love of his life. This has been Namor Mackenzie, the artist. One of the few Avengers who can take a hit from Thor without seeing birds fly around his head is the demigod
Hercules!
No, not that one.
Hercules!
Doesn't possess superhuman strength and stamina. He possesses godlike strength and stamina.
Do you want to talk about physical strength?
This allows him to not only compete in Olympian arm wrestling, but to leap great distances and move with super speed and agility. He is extremely proficient in Greco-Roman wrestling, boxing, and archery. He's also immortal and has superhuman regenerative healing. So, that helps in a fight. His godly invulnerability is matched only by Zeus and possibly Neptune and Pluto, which means you're gonna need a lot more than a blade to penetrate this demigod.
Hercules!
Possesses a raw strength, needing no weapon to get the job done. Only his
Bare fists.
His mystical invulnerability is due to none other than sipping the breast milk from his stepmother and Queen of the Olympians, Hera. As a child, of course.
Hercules!
Has established himself as one of the strongest and most powerful heroes in the Marvel Universe. Like the time he dragged the entire island of Manhattan back into place. And now it's time for Guilty Pleasures. Hercules was a frequent visitor of the Playboy Mansion. This has been Guilty Pleasures. Richard Rider
Nova
was a part of Steve Rogers' secret Avengers. His power comes from the Nova Force, which previously empowered the entire Nova Corps. That entire force now resides in Richard, so you can imagine how much power and energy this man wields. To get an idea of how strong this dude is, with one punch, he can KO everything within a 3-mile radius.
They call me the human rocket for a reason.
He can move and fly at speeds faster than light, which I've heard is quite fast. Using the Nova Force, he has the ability to shoot powerful energy blasts, generate force fields, and even create hyperspace portals. He's gone toe-to-toe with Silver Surfer, Thanos, Ego, and Galactus. Oh yeah, and he tore Annihilus' insides out.
Cool!
Now, just as Richard hosts the Nova Force, he also hosts the Xandarian World Mind, which is a collection of all Xandarian knowledge. It's basically a supercomputer in Richard's brain that can instantly access anything at any time. This bond with the World Mind is crucial in maintaining self-control over the awesome power that is the Nova Force. And now it's time for the suit that makes the man. Richard Rider's Nova uniform contains an internal computer which includes a music library. This has been the suit that makes the man. From S.H.I.E.L.D. agent to S.H.I.E.L.D. super agent to one of the most powerful cosmic Avengers, Wendell Vaughn,
Quasar,
discovered his inner power when he bravely donned a pair of quantum bands to defend S.H.I.E.L.D. from the criminal organization AIM. Unlike the tech jockey before him who disintegrated wearing the bands, Wendell was able to draw the limitless energy from the quantum zone, transforming him into the protector of the universe. Quasar is pure quantum energy. Using his bands to create weapons of any kind, he's created shields that have withstood the likes of Galactus and a blast from Thanos and his Infinity Gauntlet. Not to mention he's absorbed energy from the Soul Stone and Phoenix Force without even breaking a sweat. I'd say this guy has some spunk.
Spunk.
And now it's time for What's in a Middle Name? Wendell Vaughn's middle name is Elvis. This has been What's in a Middle Name? Marcus Milton.
I'm Hyperion.
Is a lone surviving Eternal who joined the Avengers after they freed him from AIM. To sum up Hyperion's powers, I can do so with one word.
Superman!
But what feats has he accomplished with those powers?
Well, we're waiting.
Well, for starters, he was able to lift Atlantis right out of the ocean.
Pretty heavy, huh?
He also defeated Namor and Hulk.
He's good.
And with his bare hands, he kept two Earths from colliding into one another.
Whoa.
And now it's time for What Do You Do? Marcus Milton is a truck driver. This has been What Do You Do? Before becoming Starbrand, Kevin Conner was your everyday college student who was, just given the near limitless amount of cosmic power of Starbrand. And then the transformation caused him to accidentally atomize his entire college campus.
You know, that old chestnut.
After a skirmish with the Avengers where Starbrand treated hits from Hulk and Thor as if they were spitballs, then shot Hyperion into space, Captain Universe advised the Avengers to recruit Starbrand. Aside from the usual superhuman strength, endurance, and vulnerability, healing, and telepathy,
Yada yada yada.
Starbrand's infinite energy-based cosmic powers allow him to do some
Weird, wild stuff.
First of all, he can fly at speeds faster than light, manipulate matter at the quantum level, and shoot Death Star-level energy blasts capable of destroying entire planets.
Are you kidding me?
His senses are off the charts, too, with the ability to see through solid material, read an eye chart on the moon from Earth, hear radiation, even detect and create wormholes. What the? At one point, he took out an interstellar armada and a Beyonder, which is an insanely powerful, omnipotent cosmic being.
I understood that reference.
And now it's time for another What's in a Middle Name? Kevin Conner's middle name is Kale. This has been What's in a Middle Name? Former Marine Adam Brashear became Blue Marvel after being exposed to negative energy in an antimatter experiment. After this hero was forced underground for so many years, he emerged to join the mighty Avengers. The fact that Blue Marvel's powers come from antimatter makes him very dangerous, on account of matter and antimatter cannot coexist without exploding. Let's start with some simple powers like flying, aging at a very slow rate, and senses so strong he's essentially his own electron microscope. He has the ability to manipulate matter and energy, which allowed him to actually rearrange the photons in Spectrum's body. But when he starts to control antimatter, he's able to shoot concussive force bolts, stun bolts, and omnidirectional energy pulses, all with devastating results. Antimatter also gives him the power to create a force field.
Force field.
Now let's get into this guy's strength, because it's something else, I tell you. Blue Marvel effortlessly lifted a 93,000-ton warship, moved a meteor the size of Arkansas, defeated Sentries, Hulks, Thors, and Eternals from other worlds, knocked Sentry into orbit, defeated King Hyperion, single-handedly took on Wonder Man, Ares, Iron Man, and Captain Marvel at the same time, and to kick it up a notch, BAM! He survived a hydrogen bomb blowing up in his hands without even flinching, and can break the moon in half with a single punch. And now it's time for a look back. Back at Cornell University, Adam Brashear played football as a fullback. This has been a look back. Before joining the New Avengers and Mighty Avengers, Robert Reynolds came to be the Sentry after taking the Golden Sentry Serum, thus giving him the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. Now, I'm no Neil deGrasse Tyson, but I'd say that's a pretty powerful guy. Now, like Hyperion, Sentry's powers are very reminiscent of Superman! But it's what he's able to do with his powers that puts him right at number one. First, his ability to channel the energy of the sun into energy blasts so powerful that they can burn the Hulk's skin. Ow! And when it comes to sheer strength, he can go toe-to-toe with a Worldbreaker Hulk, fight Thor, She-Hulk, and Captain Marvel at the same time, all during his morning coffee. Even beat his dark split persona, the Void, one of the most destructive forces in the Marvel Universe. Wolverine once described Sentry's punch as friggin' hard as Galactus. Then there's Molecule Man, one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe. Yeah, Sentry beat him too. Apparently he's also really good at molecular manipulation. Okay, let's wrap it up with a speed round. He stood up to Galactus alone and didn't lose, defeated Blue Marvel, ripped Carnage and Ares in half, and single-handedly destroyed Asgard. And now it's time for Breaking Bad Avengers Edition. Before Robert Reynolds became the Sentry, he was a meth addict. This has been Breaking Bad Avengers Edition. Well, there you have it. The 15 most powerful Avengers who may be on their way to a theater near you. Which Avengers would you recruit next? Want to learn about even more Avengers who could join the MCU? Let us know in the comments, then make like Nick Fury and take the Avengers initiative to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.